Hi, I'm Carrie Ann Stout, founder and CEO of Vinco Bar Exam Coaching. And we are back again today with another interview with a bar prep coach. And I am so excited about the coach that we have with us today, Miriam. And before we get into our interview with her, I have to tell a little story about Miriam. I know you're probably sick of me telling everyone this story, but
I love it.
Miriam was actually my very first student with Vinco. So we went to law school together and we knew each other through that experience. And when it was time for bar prep, Miriam and I got connected. And this is back when Vinco existed of me and my kitchen table. So you hold a very special place in my heart. And it means a lot to me that you are back with us now as a coach and helping our students. So welcome and thank you for joining us. How you doing? How are things going?
Everything is great. Thank you so much for having me. This is really exciting, and I'm definitely happy to be doing this with you.
So let's just jump right in. We're just trying to give people a little bit of feel for like who our coaches are, who Vinco is as a company, and share some helpful bar prep advice along the way.
Yeah.
So my first question for you is, you're a busy lawyer, you're a business owner, you've got a lot going on and not a lot of free time. Why in the world would you ever want to spend any of that free time doing bar prep?
I think that's a really good question. People want to know. As you said, I was one of your students at one point a few years ago when I was studying for the bar exam. And to be honest, the amount of support that I had through your coaching program was invaluable. And I really, truly believe in Vinco and Vinco's message in helping students pass the bar exam with less stress. That's huge. When you take bar prep courses, you're going through countless outlines and you're watching videos and you don't know how to organize it. And it's just, it can become so stressful. And so I want to be that. I want to be able to help other students be able to get through the bar exam with less stress. And so it's actually a pleasure to do that.
Paying it forward. That's been a common theme among the answers from the coaches. And I love it because that's sort of how this started for me too. It was like, that sucked. And if I can help someone have it suck a little bit less, wouldn't that be great?
Exactly.
And so on that note of your own bar prep experience, a lot of people think you passed the bar, so everything must have been fine and no issues there. But everyone has issues during bar prep. What was the worst part of studying for the bar exam for you?
I would say the worst part studying the bar exam, it was, juggling my new life as a graduated law student working in my field and studying for the bar exam. It was very difficult, but it was, it caused me to be very organized. So although I felt like, especially at that time, that it was the worst part, it actually helped me grow a whole lot. I was no longer doing just one thing, just working or just going to school. I had two things to do, and I knew I had a mission, and I had to get it done.
I hear that a lot, actually, because as you know, many of our students are working full-time, part-time, whatever, while they're studying. And all the time, while it's happening, it's this is awful and it feels terrible. But at the end, they're actually, I credit the fact that I was able to pass with how I had to manage my time. So it sort of feels the worst, but is helpful, which I feel like is a metaphor for a lot of things, in life. Getting deep here this morning. So what do you feel like is a trap that you see students studying for the bar exam fall into? They might not know it's a trap, but you're looking on the outside and you're like, no, don't do that.
There's a huge trap. This is a trap that you taught me. And I'll never forget this. Don't trick yourself into believing that you're being productive when you're not. You're studying for countless hours. When you're I've been studying for hours. I've been in the library all day. There's a difference between, actively teaching yourself and learning and sort of passively reading outlines or listening to a lecture. So it's so easy for us during the bar prep time to be tricking ourselves into thinking, well, I've been studying for 12 hours. That means that I have to know something, right? And so, yeah, I think that's one of the biggest pitfalls in bar prep.
So like there's a difference between being busy and being productive.
Yeah.
And it can be really hard to self-evaluate for that. Because even now, as like, I don't study for the bar exam anymore, but in my day-to-day life, I'll be like, I was doing stuff all day today, but like, here's still this to-do list. What have I been doing like with my time? And it still feels as bad now as it did when I wasted that time during bar prep. So yeah, I love that one and helping students avoid that one.
Yeah.
And sort of on that same topic, if someone came up to you and you're like, oh, Miriam, you do bar coaching now, I'm getting ready to take the bar exam, give me some advice. If you could only pick like one, maybe two things tops, pieces of advice to give them, what would it be?
One would definitely be to evaluate your time, especially if you're working with Vinco, you're going to know how you should be using your time.
Yeah.
But the other would definitely be to be realistic and put in the work that needs to be put in. This is something that only you can do, right? There's no special, or magic pill or anything that tells you
the fairy dust, pixie dust. I would buy it if it were there. We would give it to you. I promise.
Right. There's nothing any coach can like give you to make you pass unless you do the work yourself. Any coaching program, especially Vinco, we're here to give you the tools. We're not here to give you, all the answers to passing the exam. So work, that's a really big thing.
And I think that gets overlooked a lot, right? And that's conversation that I have in a lot of the consults when people are interested in working with us is I try to be very upfront about the fact that like, this is going to be the hardest, like 2-3 months, maybe of your life. If you're working, momming, parenting, you have other responsibilities, like it's going to be really hard. What we're bringing to the table is you're not going to do it alone. You're going to have a good plan. We're going to help you if you get off track with that plan. But like, I can't come to your house every day and do it. I can't open up your brain and insert, our knowledge. You have to bring that to the table. And I think that it's sort of like a obvious but understated point that people really miss, that like you've got to meet us and the plan there. And whether that's us, like you said, whether it's us, whether it's your bar prep company, whether it's advice you're getting from people at your law school or another coach or tutor, it doesn't matter. That's solid advice that you've got to pick up what you're being given and run with it. So I love that. And so part of this conversation is to sort of let people know a little bit more about like the Vinco program in general. But what do you like love about being part of the Vinco family, or do you feel like sets Vinco apart from other coaching or tutoring programs that would make a student want to come join us?
Yeah, I think the core values of Vinco invite certain types of people to be part of it. And what I mean by that is, for some reason, every coach that I've met, every student that you have had, all have the type of personality that you want to work with. And it has to be because of the Vinco brand. It has to be because something about the brand brings those types of people to you. And so I would say that what I love the most about the Vinco family is just how comfortable everyone is with each other, how kind everyone is, how helpful everyone is. It's just an amazing group of people that you want to work with, and it seems impossible, but making bar prep, we can make bar prep fun based on the people that we're around at the time we're doing it. So that's really important.
I like to say that we make bar prep suck a little bit less. I feel like fun is over promising, but I have heard in some of these conversations and in conversations in the past, I have had students say that like they don't know how, but somehow bar prep felt a little bit more fun. I like to err on the side of like under promising and over delivering and say we make it suck a little less, but yeah, that means so much to me because I've spent a lot of time trying to, cultivate having a group of people that we all enjoy being around. And I think that makes a difference for our students. Like, if we don't like each other, if we're not like a good working unit, if we don't feel like we can rely on each other as coaches to help each other out, how could we possibly support our students? So thank you so much for spending some time this weekend chatting with me. It's always a pleasure. And For those of you out there who are interested in learning more about Vinco, you can find us at vincoprep.com, and I will see you next time.